Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Today's episode is about the coolest broadheads that I've ever seen. And no, these aren't the ones. This is a regular 100 grain broadhead. Pretty good product, sharp, solid. And this is the Shartac 775 grain, single-edged, super big broadhead. And we'll find out if the myth is really true that this one is the absolute killer. Okay, now a little bit of a history lesson first. This goes back to the great work of Dr. Ashby, who actually started many years, like 40 years ago, to research on the impact of broadheads in bow hunting with large animals in Africa. And he did thousands and thousands of tests. I think for 30 years he's been testing all kinds of broadheads on live and dead big animals to find out which one penetrates the deepest, which one cracks bone, which one does not, trying to find out the ideally shaped hunting broadhead arrow. And basically he came back with three findings. Actually he had many more, many papers. But to me the most important three findings are: first, heavy beats lightweight. So he said a heavy broadhead will definitely cause more damage, and that's exactly my finding. When I experimented with tons of different projectiles, I also found out that the higher you go in weight, the more damage your arrow will cause. So heavy, and this is 7.75 times heavier than this one. Then the shape of the broadhead. He says he found that single-edged broadheads work best. So you can see that the edges of this are actually, they are just actually only single-edged. So it's single-beveled. Of course, on the opposite sides, he said that for some reason, who knows, these definitely go better through flesh and bone than a regular, like normal two-edged broadhead. And then the third most important finding was also the weight distribution. See, this is a normal crossbow bolt. Pretty good bolt, I've used it many times. It's accurate, it's powerful, everything. Let's find out where the center of mass is. Okay, it's about here. And this is the way how it should be. You know, arrows have to be a little bit front heavy, so the point of balance must be a little bit forward oriented and not too much backwards oriented. This is definitely necessary for a stable flight. Now here is the arrow with the big fat 775 grain broadhead, and see where the center of mass is. It's almost at the tip. So this is so front heavy. So three differences: heavy tip, peculiar shape, and very much forward oriented center of gravity here. Shartac's products are actually based around Dr. Ashby's great work, but they also make a smaller version of this here. This is for crossbows or bows that are not quite as powerful, and then, you know, if the arrows are getting too slow, then actually you need to go down in weight, otherwise it's not a shot anymore, right? And actually they also sell these field tips. Look what kind of a bomb this field tip is. That is actually the same weight as this one. This is actually, I think, to sight in your crossbow so that you don't really have to damage your precious edges here, where you can really shape yourself with this one. It's amazing. Wow. Yeah, it works. What is the program for today? Well, we need to find out how do they penetrate hard targets, how do they penetrate soft targets, and compare it to regular hunting broadheads. We're not going to look at the field tips today because, I mean, we're looking at potential damage that this can do to big mammals, such as buffalo, rhino, dinosaurs, or maybe a zombie that used to be a heavy lifter, like a strongman. And this is the crossbow we're going to use today. It's the Hex 400 from EK Archery. It's a very affordable crossbow. I think it costs under 300 euros. It's really affordable, but well made and quite powerful. I really don't have any of the high-end 500 FPS crossbows here, so this one will have to do, but I think it's plenty powerful. So this is our test device for testing how many, dinosaur skulls this can penetrate. These are 8mm beech plywood boards, and they're stacked. So I got 6 of them, Actually, I don't really think that there is any weapon in the world that can go through all these here, maybe a 50 BMG or so, because those are really, really hard targets. So I'm pretty sure they will all go through one. Question is, will they also go through the second? Well, in any case, I put up 6 because maybe today is the day of a miracle. Let's find out. And I'm going to shoot from just a few meters distance. Since this is a small target, I don't want to waste it. And I got some more of these boards made for reserve. For fairness reason, we're using the same arrow with the 100 grain regular broadhead. Okay, let's give this a try. Okay. That's a surprise, a full hit, and you see it actually went all the way through 3 of these and sticks in the 4th. Oh, let's get them out. Yeah, that is the result. Pretty impressive, don't you think? Powerful crossbow. Okay. You can really see what momentum does. So this is what momentum does. So that's a splintered dinosaur bone right here. Unbelievable, like it would be cardboard. But the other broadhead did well too, don't you think? Now we want to find out if the broadheads are really flying true. And we've chosen the 30-meter distance up to my little archery mat, but actually I had to put a double and a triple layer one behind each other because it would fly right through a triple layer one. Actually, I will now first shoot a field tip because that will fly true, absolutely. And then I will shoot 2 broadheads at the exact same spot. I haven't sighted the weapon in for that distance, so some deviation is okay. We're looking at group size only. And I will just go 2 mil-spec lines higher because of the distance. All right, that wasn't too bad. Now the 30-meter distance is actually relevant because I don't think that you would really want to hunt from any further distance. Actually, bow hunting is typically close distance, but specifically with these heavy arrows, you don't really want to get too far away from your game because it might notice the shot because of the slow arrow. Okay. Looks good to me. One more. Then let's take a look at the group. Seems like I have to tune my weapon a little bit more to the left, otherwise it's all just in a circle of like a hand-sized circle. So, and it's very easy to see which one was with which, because you can see the very sharp, very deep cuts. Actually, that's one way to ruin a perfectly good archery mat. Wow. I think this one is very devastating too. In order to find out the true penetration power, I made a long block of ballistic gelatin and I put in this board, this wooden board, to simulate bone. And here we have really thick leather to simulate the thick skin of the game. So my hope is that it will actually crash in here, hopefully go through the bone, quote unquote, and then we can see how deeply it penetrates into the rest of the gelatin. I have no idea what's going to happen. I guess we just have to find out. Okay. We have full penetration of the whole thing. It went in up to here, as you see, and it definitely crashed through the board and shifted the entire block to the front. So that's a very interesting result. Wow, look at that wound canal. And the board. Wow. Yeah. Do you think that there is any creature alive that would survive this? I don't think so. And now we will crony these two different arrows while I weight them. This one here actually is 28 grams and this one is 73 grams. And we will then be able to see how much difference we get in terms of energy and momentum. First with the normal Broadhead, 28 gram weight. And don't forget, this is just a 300 euro crossbow. So it's definitely on the cheap side, but I'm actually impressed with its performance and accuracy. Whoops! 110 meters per second. Not bad. Phew. And now we're shooting the 73 gram Shartac. .72 meters per second. Definitely a lot slower, but don't forget the weight. The regular Broadhead came out at 169 joule. Impressive for a 300 euro crossbow. The Shartac arrow came out at 189 joule. Wow. The regular arrow achieved a little bit over 3 Newton seconds, which is really a high value. It's actually higher than a lot of handguns. But the Shartac achieved 5.256 Newton seconds. So definitely it's almost twice as much. And you could really see that on the impact. I mean, don't forget the test with the 8 boards that it just kicked away. This is what momentum does. Also, on a funny side note, I forgot that the lighter arrow will not have as much drop, not nearly as much. So I was aiming way too high and actually hit my pellet catch box, which is made of steel. Now look what happened. And very, very, very interesting is that this little Broadhead actually survived it. I mean, this thing penetrated solid steel and it still didn't break. I mean, that's a quality Broadhead, I have to say. Okay, so what is my verdict on the 775 grain Shartac single beveled Broadheads? Well, those are made to crush through bone and bring down anything that you shoot it against. So, do I actually confirm Dr. Ashby's findings? Yes, I do. This definitely has a lot more momentum. So this means that the crushing potential, the sheer damage that it will cause is higher than what any other Broadhead that I've found so far. So I believe that if you own a powerful crossbow, you gotta have a few of those. Maybe just one, but at least one you have to have. Also because they look so impressive. And again, if you only just order one and then it always comes with an additional field tip for practice, then it's a $99 package. And you can also get 3 of them and then 2 field tips for $200. So just under $200. And I know it's very expensive, but don't forget that these are special. If you order through my link, I have an affiliate account with them. So if you order them through my link, then I will get a few dollars and I would appreciate that very much. So those are pretty cool, but you know what? This one also absolutely exceeded my wildest expectations. I would not have thought that it would perform that well, and I would not have thought that it would actually survive an impact on solid steel. So all of them are pretty impressive. And I'll try to find a link for this one too. Probably not an affiliate link, but hey. So, I hope you like this, because that's it for today. Bye-bye.